Trapping, the fine line between winning and losing. Camera, trapping is a major deal when it comes to racing. If the bird comes home but doesn't make it inside, the race ain't over yet. To clinch those victories, you need birds that'll trap on command. And that's where conditioning comes into play. You gotta train them over and over from a young age, so it becomes second nature. They don't even have to think about it, they just do it. I kick off this training shortly after the birds are weaned. I place them on the landing board with the front shut tight. Let them take a good look around for a bit, then I start nudging them into the loft. Now, I've fashioned myself a push stick for this purpose. It's a long pole with a square piece of plywood attached. Rounded corners, smooth finish, no harm to the birds. With this trusty push stick, I guide them toward the trap, and before long, they figure it out like a charm. I give them a gentle push inside, then return them to the landing board and repeat the process. First day, I do it several times, and then I keep at it multiple times a day for a week or two. The goal is to make sure those birds know what's expected of them and to get them comfortable with me nudging them in, so they don't take off from the landing board on race day. Throughout this whole training ordeal, I whistle and chat with the birds. I use the same command words, inside. Come on, inside. The birds start associating those words and the whistling with the action of going inside the loft. And guess what? They get rewarded when they get there because that's where their grub awaits them. Soon enough, the birds learn that when I whistle, it's chow time. They dash towards the trap and hop right into the coop. Then they dig in. Every time I let the birds out or train them, they're mighty hungry. I only feed them once a day, and I make sure to do all the training before chow time. Hungry as they are, those birds are eager to trap and get inside the loft. The ones that don't trap on command find themselves with empty plates when they finally make their way in. Next time I let them out, those birds will be the first ones itching to get into the loft because they're downright famished. They learn the hard way that if they want to eat, they gotta trap when I give the signal. On race days, I hardly face any issues with birds that refuse to trap. The only time my birds hesitate to dive into the loft is when another flyer's bird decides to pay a visit. That unfamiliar bird ain't used to the routine, and it can sometimes throw my birds off and leave them confused. But hey, that only happens once or twice a season, and it ain't a major headache. Another thing that I reckon gives me an edge is that I've made sure the only place for my birds to land is the landing boards. I don't have any power lines for them to perch on. On top of my lofts, I've got run pickets with strings crisscrossing to keep those birds from landing up there. I never let them stay if they attempt it when they're young. After conditioning them for this, they're primed to land and trap instantly on race day, making it a piece of cake for me. I don't lose races because my birds refuse to trap.
There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method. Here are some of the best reasons. You will get excellent results. It's a very simple system to use. It's affordable. I have had over 400 first prize winners. It's adaptable to any situation. You can use it with any racing method, natural, widowhood, young birds. It's a very effective method. There is no need to spend a lot of money on fancy pigeon products. It's a reliable system and it is foolproof to use. Professional athletes, race horses, take the same products. There is science behind this, not just hearsay. It is all to do with red blood cells and oxygen in the blood. Without that, a pigeon will not race well, or an athlete will not win a race, if he has low oxygen in his blood. The above is fact and is 100% science. There are a few things you can do to improve your chances of winning at racing pigeons. One of the most important things is to learn as much as you can about the sport. You'll need to know the different types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.